Hey guys, this is just a quick follow-up to the summon record materia one that I made previously. This is me actually taking it through a high-level elite dungeon. So this is Final Fantasy V. Its difficulty is 109, with the current highest one being 121 right now, so it's up there. And before I get started, I wanted to make a point about the previous video. People have pointed out that an ether dropped, and that's why you recovered isn't that why you recovered your summons and not the actual materia? And yes, I didn't notice that it had dropped before, but it's irrelevant because ethers, the way ethers work is they refill one of your two abilities at random. So even if you've used all of one and none of the other, there's still a chance that it will refill your already full one and it'll get wasted. So I only had one use of each. I used them both. So even with the ether replenishing one of them, the other one was obviously replenished by the record materia. Also, I can 100% guarantee that it works 100% because this is the second dungeon I've taken it through. So just letting you guys know, don't worry about that. It works. So this is a tactic that you can use to help make sure that your summoners aren't worthless when it comes to the boss fight, right? So normally you burn all your summons getting to the boss, and then they're just hitting with a flimsy little rod. But with this approach, you don't have to worry about that. So basically, the core strategy here is Aaron's got his counterattack, and he's got power break, so he's just power breaking the boss, keeping up his counterattack. Red 13's keeping magic break up, and is keeping Aaron boosted. Yuna's my healer, and she's got Kieran for all party regen, because this boss has a lot of AoE attacks. Tyro has slow, and I gave him Quake with the Black Mage materia that regenerates Black Mage spells. I ended up not needing it, but it's still good to have because that gives you 2 AoEs to choose from, and you can replenish them each round. So I put that on him. And then Eiko was my summoner, and so all she's doing is keeping Shell up and proccing Aaron's counterattack. So this is Titan. He's got about 200,000 HP. This is towards the end of the fight. I didn't want to go through the whole fight because it's like a 15-minute long fight, and I figured that was kind of boring for you guys. So this is the tail end of it. So you can kind of see this tactic in action. Here we go. Oh, his counterattack's not up. So even if you go very, very heavy mage build, you can kind of turn them all into bruisers. And I even have Red 13 attack Aaron because Red 13's attack is lower than Aaron's. So actually you'll get more DPS with his turn. Oh, well, there you go. That's his end. When you kill him, that's what he casts. So a bit shorter than I thought it was. I didn't think I was that close to beating him, but I'll kind of break down. You saw a bit of it. I'll kind of break it down more post-fight so you can kind of see what I was talking about. Hopefully I got champion because I got max medals in the other dungeons, so we'll see. All right, cool. So this kind of gives you an idea of what you get for clear bonuses as well. So, yeah, that was a bit shorter than I thought it would be. Sorry about that, but I'll walk you through what I used a bit more so you can kind of see, and I'll show you the dungeon itself. So, the one I just cleared, I'll show you. It's Final Fantasy V. This one right here. This one, 109. So Titan. So yeah, as you can see, I have a lot of non-champion clears because the way I used to approach going through these high-level dungeons was I had a very packed bruiser team with a lot of double cuts and smash uppers and stuff. And once I started hitting 90, 100, I had a lot of trouble getting to the boss without taking a lot of damage and without using all my abilities just to kill mobs, because a lot of them have about 5,000 HP, but a lot of them also have weaknesses, so you can exploit that by using summons and magic. So that's why I have this party set up, and I've taken this through 2 dungeons now, and I've been able to clear 2 dungeons that I couldn't before. So this is really good. So you can see my abilities here. You've got Aaron, again, just going over this, his counterattack, his power break, Red 13, magic break, boost. Yuna's my healer. I've got, Kieran on her because of the AoE just to help her heal. Tyro, he's got his Quake, which I didn't end up needing, but it's nice to have because it's a solid AoE. I probably should have brought a stronger caster, because then it would have done more damage, but again, I ended up not needing it. And just Sloga as a debuff. And Eiko, her soul break is all party Shell, so I gave her Shell. Shelga, I took Saz as my friend, so I had a total, I think I cast Shell 6 times total that battle. And I used magic break 8 times. And so you can see these battles get very, very long, and that's why you need to keep these abilities as honed as possible. And you need to focus more on surviving these long, drawn-out battles and not trying to burst everything down. So it's really important to keep that in mind. So basically, yeah, the approaches you saw was just use my mages to nuke everything down, all the mobs, get yourself to the boss as soon as possible, and then just about every 3 turns, Aaron's counterattack will go down. So do counterattack and then 2 turns of attacking, and then on every third turn, refresh the counterattack. And just when you don't need healing from Yuna, you have Yuna attack Aaron when you're not breaking with Red 13 or boosting Aaron with Red 13. Basically, when you're not using the abilities that you need to, when you're not putting the debuffs on the boss, or when you're not buffing yourself, or when you're not breaking them or healing yourself, you should always be having as many party members as possible attacking your counterattacker, even your other bruisers, because your counterattacker should be your highest attacker. So if you think about, if you take along 2 bruisers and one of them has double cut, once he runs out of double cut, all he has is his auto attack, and he will auto attack for less than your counterattacker. So it's actually better for your DPS to have your bruiser attack your counterattacker. And they always miss. You just have to be careful with your timing that counterattack doesn't go down after you've already selected a lot of your characters to attack, because otherwise it's a really big wasted round of abilities. So here's the record materia I used. So this is point getter. This is when you attack, your soul break gauge charges more, because RN soul break is about double damage with a chance, about double his basic attack damage with a chance to stop. So it's nice because Titan is also vulnerable to stop. So I got about 3 or 4 stops in during that battle. So it really helped. And then, just stronger heals. Tyro, again, he's got the Black Mage. I didn't end up needing it, but I took it along just in case I needed more AoE for the mobs going out to the boss fight, and then her summoner materia. So, this is exciting, not just, I think, for me, but hopefully for a lot of you guys who really want to use summons a lot, because this is content that I couldn't clear before until I kind of discovered this, and now I've actually gone through and cleared 2 dungeons. I'll probably try to clear a couple more here today in the next couple of days, see if I can't clear. I've got about 3 or 4 elite dungeons left before clearing all of the current content. So yeah, give it a try once it comes out. Obviously it's not going to be out for a while, but give it a try once it comes out. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid now to invest in black magic and in summon magic, because once those record materia come out and that level cap system is introduced, you can get that immediately, and you can really incorporate that into a strong party, because counterattack will also be out. So it'll really, I think, give you guys, hopefully this will give you an edge on how to get through some of these harder elite dungeons in a way that I didn't really know how to before. So I really hope this kind of stuff is informative for you guys, and as I find out a bit more, I'll make more of these videos to share them with you, just to, give you guys ideas about different ways to approach battles. So take care, I'll see you in the next one.